Hi there. Welcome to Katie's Budgets. My name is Kris, and I'm so happy that you are joining me for today's video. Today marks the first video of what I hope will be many to come, documenting my journey to financial freedom and investing for the future. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I thought a good place to get started is just to introduce myself and show you how I have used the cash stuffing and zero-based budget methods to prepare for a happier and healthier future. Just a little bit about myself. I am in my 40s and living on a single income. I have been in the banking and financial industry for just over 30 years, and I have explored many budgeting methods over the years. I have found that a zero-based budget and cash stuffing method to be the most customizable for any budget, and one that I find myself the most successful with sticking with. If you are new to the zero-based budget and cash stuffing method, the idea is to put every dollar to work for you so that your money has a job and you can save towards those events in life that are most important to you. This will vary from person to person and household to household, depending upon what stage in life you are in, what your future plans may hold, and what your future goals might be. I have been using the method for roughly about 3 years, through which I have learned a great deal following the amazing budgeting community here on YouTube. I have found that I have learned something new from each content creator's journey that has impacted my own journey, and I am so excited to be able to share mine. Hopefully, I can pay that gift forward. So how do I use the zero-based budget method to budget my income? Well, I do a combination of things. All of my bills typically come out electronically because that's how everybody would like to be paid. You're not going to walk down to the rental office and be able to pay your rent in cash. Some people do, but I don't live where that's really kind of easy for me to do. So everything that I can pay electronically, I do. After I've paid my bills each payday, any funds that are remaining, I take out and I put every single one of those dollars to work for me. And that includes my variable expenses, which would be my gas, groceries, spending money, household supplies, that sort of thing. Sinking funds, these are funds that I am trying to save over a specific period of time, whether they're long term or short term. And that would be like car maintenance, Christmas, emergency, that sort of thing. And then savings challenges. This is where things can get really fun. You can use savings challenges to break down a very overwhelming savings goal into smaller bite-sized pieces and make that saving process even more fun. Before you know it, what you felt like you weren't making progress on, you look back and go, hey, I just saved $100 towards that goal. That's amazing. So let's dive into my binders and cash wallet that will star prominently in future videos so you kind of have an idea of how I use those. It will evolve over time, everybody's does, but let's get started on that. Okay, so to get started on those, let's take a look at what I consider to be my variables. So I do get paid every 2 weeks, and each pay period, I sit down and figure out what I'm going to need for those variable expense categories, and then those funds get stuffed in here. On a weekly basis, I'll then do a quick check-in to kind of determine what my expenses were last week. Was I in line with my budget, that sort of thing, and then reset for the next week. So let's take a look at what those variables look like. So in this binder, I do have a back to bank. This is going to be for those items that I have no choice. I have to pay for it electronically. For example, I have a subscription with Chewy to be able to purchase the cat's food because it does save me money that way. So the money will come out of the pet supply fund and go here, and then I will then put it into the bank to cover that. Same thing with gas. I'll pay my gas using a credit card, and then I'll take those funds, pop it in here, put it back in the bank, and make a credit card payment. When I do my weekly check-ins, I will be taking any funds that are in rollover from my spending, and I will put it here temporarily until the end of the pay period, because I will then use these funds in order to do my savings challenges. So it's a way for me to encourage myself to really think hard. Do I need that extra little bit of eating out? Do I really need that makeup? Do I really need that home decor item? Do I really need to make a purchase at midnight on Amazon? Probably not. And this helps me rethink that. Then we have my spending. So again, I give myself a certain amount every 2 weeks to cover my spending, and that sits in here. And then I replenish my cash wallet from here each week. Groceries, home, pets, and gas. These are funds that I roll over the funds in those envelopes. I don't take it out and put it towards savings challenges because those are the expenses that tend to fluctuate a lot. As we know right now, you can go to the store today and a gallon of milk is like $2.74. And then you go the next week and it's almost over $3. So I try to make sure that I have a little bit extra in those to be able to cover those differences in prices as things fluctuate. Same with home. So again, I'm going to purchase any of those home supplies like laundry detergent, toilet paper, paper towels, that sort of thing from here. Pets, this fund is actually for just their food, treats, cat litter. If I think they have to have a new cat toy or something for them to play on because they're driving me crazy, that'll come from here. I do have a separate sinking fund for their actual vet expenses. So this is only going to cover the daily supplies that we need, and then the other fund is going to cover their vet appointments, nail trims, vaccinations, that sort of thing. And then here's my gas. So again, I roll that money over each week and each pay period because I do drive a 2020 Ford pickup, and gas can be a little bit more expensive in that case. So that those times when I am kind of making longer trips, I'm doing more driving than normal, I can cover that additional expense. And then I just have a miscellaneous back here in the back in case there's something else that kind of needs to stay in this binder until the end of the pay period. So that is the variable binder. Then we get into my cash wallet. And I have to say, I just recently got this cash wallet. I got it from the Aesthetic Dollars. That's what she is here on YouTube. And she has a beautiful website. So if you like what you see, go check her out. She's got some amazing things. The flyleaf did come separately, and I just had to have it because it's a great coin option for a cash wallet. And so in here, I have envelopes that mirror what's going to be in my binder. So I've got my spending. So again, I only put half of whatever I did for the pay period here into my cash wallet. And that's going to cover anything that I think I just have to have, whether it's a coffee, a soda. If I'm running errands and I need to grab a quick bite to eat for dinner rather than going home and cooking, I can take it from there. Groceries, I try not to carry the full amount for the 2-week period in groceries in my wallet, just simply for security's sake. But I do try to estimate what I think I'm going to need for this week based upon what my meal planning is, and that money is going to go in here, and I try to pay all of my groceries with cash, just to try to stay within budget if I can. And then if I have anything that I need to get for the home, this would be your laundry detergent and whatnot. We kind of talked about that. It's going to go in here temporarily until I go to purchase it. Same with the cat supplies. And then I just have some general things that I have to carry with me every day in the back. So I absolutely love that. Then we get into the sinking funds. So my sinking funds, I have 2 different kinds. And you can have it, this is where it's really customizable. I have a high and a low priority sinking fund, and they're both in this binder currently. At one point, I probably had well over 30 different categories, and I felt like I was really kind of stretching myself thin. The great thing is that this is so customizable. You can change it, you can adjust it. If something's not working for you, try something else. Take a fund out, add a fund in as needed. That's the great thing about this. So in this binder, I have high priority here, and then I have my low priority in the back. So high priority are the funds that I try to make sure that I put in every single payday without doubt. So they're going to get a little bit of love of some sort. As well as any savings challenges that I finish, I kind of look to see what I need to accomplish on my high priority before I go to put those additional funds into a low priority category instead. So the first one is an emergency fund. We all know that emergencies happen and there's no way that you can be able to plan for it. So if you need to replace a tire, you've had an accident and have an insurance premium you have to pay for or a deductible, if you had to go to the doctor and you had a prescription you don't normally have to pay for, that sort of thing. This is what that fund is for, and I try to save a little bit at a time to be able to build that up. Then we have Christmas. So I do have a bunch of folks that I buy Christmas for every year. And I try to save throughout the year so that come Christmas time, I'm not stressed about, do I have enough to cover everybody? Can I make sure everybody gets a little bit of something? And it's there, and it kind of makes the Christmas shopping season a little bit more fun. Then birthdays, I again have folks that I buy birthdays for, and I have a couple of teenagers as well. So I try to save throughout the year for their birthdays. A lot of times, especially with the older kids, just give them cash or a gift card. And for the younger ones, if there's something that they specifically want, they tell me, and I go and I get that for them. So it's nice to be able to have those funds available when I'm ready to use them. And here's that vet expense fund that I talked about before. So again, this is specifically for when they have to go to the vet, whether it's a nail trim, their annual vaccinations, they're not feeling good. That's where that money is going to come from. Car maintenance, I'm trying to build this up to about 500 to 1,000 because again, I currently have a truck, so getting tires tend to be more expensive. Oil change, not so much, but if there's some work that needs to be done, it can be a little more expensive than your typical passenger car. So I'm trying to build that up just to have that safety net for the car specifically. And then license plate renewals. So where I live, it's kind of expensive. I'm in a state that actually requires $160 just for a standard plate renewal. So I do save up throughout the year and have that available about the time that it comes due so that I can get that paid for too. I have a Costco membership, so I do save throughout the year to be able to pay when that is due the next year. That way it's not a surprise, it's not as big of a hit as well. And then Canva, right now I currently have a monthly subscription, but I am working towards to pay that as an annual subscription, save myself a little bit of money in the long run. Then we get into my low priorities. So these are the funds that after I have taken care of my high priorities, my variable expenses, and my bills are paid, anything left, then I start putting that money to work in these categories. So the first one is holidays. This is kind of one of those fun categories that I can literally use for any holiday, whether it's Christmas, it's New Year's, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving. If I have an expense that's related to that that's not gift giving, I can go ahead and pull from here. So that would include, help with meals, buying decorations, buying, gift wrapping paper, that sort of thing. I can pull from that fund, and I have the funds available to do it. Self-care. So self-care is pretty self-explanatory. It's just whatever I want, whether it's a haircut, makeup that I really wanted, clothes that I really wanted, or just to go do something fun for myself, I can do that. Vacation. I don't really travel, but I do like to be able to get out and do some fun things, like go to a movie, do a little bit of shopping, maybe treat myself to a really nice meal, meet up with family and do something fun. Then I would have the funds available for my vacation when I have time off. Budget supplies. This is to cover my Etsy addiction. I love being able to, support fellow budgeters here on YouTube by going to their Etsy shops and whatnot and purchasing savings challenges and that kind of thing. None of which you really need to have to do this method. It's just that once you get started, you're going to start seeing some fun things that you're going to want to do. So the way I combat that is I put myself a limit, I save for it, and then when I have the funds, then I go and do a shopping spree on Etsy. Moving fund. I am planning on moving hopefully in the next year or so. So I'm saving up to cover those moving costs, a truck rental, maybe even to have movers come and move me this time, that sort of thing. So I'm slowly saving up for that. And then I have a brand new one for YouTube. My goal is that when I hit a milestone, I want to try to do a giveaway for those folks that are watching, just to kind of thank you for the support and the energy that you help me find. So that is my sinking funds. Okay, so let's move on to savings challenges. This is where some of the fun stuff actually comes into play. I have found a lot of really great savings challenges on Etsy. There are some digital downloads by some of the creators out there that you just pay a little bit of money and then you're able to immediately download it, print it, and then start using it. Makes it really affordable and easy, and just a way for you to be able to get started on savings challenges if you want to. So I have a few of those, as well as some that I have purchased and were sent to me. So let's get started with that. We've got Shut the Box, and unfortunately I believe that this is with Saving with Shalonda. If I can find the link to her shop, I will certainly put that down in the description if you're interested in checking out some of the things that she has. Then I have Misfits of Budgeting. I have one of their scratch offs, which I think is absolutely beautiful. It's really fun to be able to do. So I'm working on that one currently. And then I have FourDizzyBirds. This is her roll the dice challenge, which kind of makes it a fun way to be able to save those few dollars here and there. I haven't really made a decision on where all of these funds are going to. Once they're completed, then I'll make that decision. But it's kind of fun to be able to do a variety of different savings challenges each time. Then I have Lady Die Saves. Her Fall is in the Air savings challenge, and I absolutely love this. It's very pretty. Kind of gives me a little bit of joy when I go to open it and start playing with it. So after I've done some of my others, if I have just a couple of dollars or a few dollars that I just really don't know where I want to put it, I will put it here. It's probably one that I will redo or replay again in the future. We'll kind of just see how things go. Then I have Luck of the Draw. The idea with this one is you have a deck of cards, you pull a card, and whatever that face value is, anywhere from 1 to 10, that's what you save. And it's a fun way to be able to make saving fun. And then this one is Budget with Ira. This is his 2025 savings challenge. I haven't started it yet. I'm trying to decide if I want to start it before the end of the year or if I want to hang on to it and do it next year. I'm not really sure. But it's here in case I decide I want to start throwing money at it. So that is what I'm currently using as my variety of savings challenges. But that is not all. This one is also Budget with Ira. I absolutely love some of his things. And honestly, I've done a little bit of a shopping spree with his shop recently. So you're probably going to see quite a bit of things from him. I'm trying to diversify a little bit and show some other creators some love as well. But he's kind of gotten the majority of it recently. He's just doing a great job this year, pulling out some great things. This is his 4.5K Mermaid Dice Challenge. So there are different dollar amounts and dice that go with it. And you roll the dice, and whatever you roll is what you save in that envelope for that time. And it goes with 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1K, and 2K. So I might not do all of them all at the same time every single time I do a savings challenge. I haven't really decided if I'm just going to pick one and work on it until it's done and then move on to the next one. But this one is probably going to take me a little bit because 4.5K, that's a pretty good size savings goal, to be honest. But I'd really like to be able to get that accomplished at some point so that I can put that towards my emergency fund and, be sound of mind that everything's going to be okay if something should happen. This is just kind of a way to make that process a little bit more fun. And lastly, I recently purchased the More Than a Budget budget binder or budget planner from Budget with Ira, and he did an amazing job, and I'm still kind of working with it, figuring out how it's going to work for me. But in that, I also got his monthly color in challenges because it's the last page of each month, and there is a binder envelope for each one of those. So I'm using this binder as a way for me to be able to slowly save up over the year to be able to fund something fun for myself next year for my birthday. I never really do anything for my birthday, and I figured this would be an easy way for me to be able to complete a monthly savings challenge so I can kind of see a progress. And then by the time it comes around, because my birthday is in June, I started it in June, I should have money available for me to be able to do something really nice for myself. So that is what we're doing there. We'll probably take a look at Ira's More Than a Budget binder in our next video, so look forward to that. But that kind of covers the cash binders that I am currently using right now. Certainly, in the comments below, let me know what your thoughts are. What kind of sinking funds are important to you? Everybody's going to be different depending upon where you are in life and what your priorities are. But the important thing is that you try to find some joy in being able to reach those goals. So if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I look forward to continuing this journey with you all. Let me know in the comments, are you a veteran cash stuffer, new to the method, or just dipping your toe in? If you enjoyed this video and would like to follow along with my journey, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Until next time, do something that brings you joy today and have a fantastic day. Thanks, everyone.